the way to take advantage of it is to understand what are you looking for, right? What are you're looking for it to push up, squeeze liquidity, come back, squeeze late longs, FOMO buyers, retail, and continue. Okay, weak hands holding shorts. Okay, so when we understand that, that's why we get this kind of pattern. So we got long right here yesterday. OC, was it? Yeah, right here. No, it was here. No, it was right here. It was right here. Okay. As much as I hate triangles, Solana loves triangles. Okay, Solana loves ascending triangles. This is Solana's best friend. If you don't know, it happens in Solana all the time. Okay. So what are you looking to do? You're looking to buy the dip, right? We bought the dip, stop loss below the low. You also have this ugly triangle here. I don't care how you draw the triangle. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that this is a breakout and this is a retest and this is a continuation trade. Even if you buy the middle of this damn range and your stop loss goes below the low, like we said on Hackers yesterday, and you have a good R multiple with key levels, you can make money, okay? Because it's up only, right? So clear levels of take profits. You see my support and resistance acting quite nicely for take profits on the way up. Guys, I'm long from right here. Okay, easy. It's the same concept. The same damn concept. Dips are for buying. Why did I explain to you guys yesterday why dips are for buying? What was going to tell us that dips are for buying? We go over to Bitcoin. I said to you guys yesterday, if we break this high, what happens? Okay. If we break this high, what happens? Remember, we were talking yesterday. I said we were talking about sentiment, narrative, bias. Okay. If we break this high, what do we get? We get a break of structure, which means that dips are for buying. Okay. We look at our oscillator. We go here. Beautiful, right? Beautiful, baby. This was red. This was red. Guess what? We green now, baby. We green, okay? This says, hey, dummy, whenever there's a dip now, it's for buying, okay? This is giving us the green light. Dips are for buying. How do we know this? Because when we look at previous price action, which we did yesterday, right? And we looked at the big dipper here, okay? So we got our trend, our 7 month sideways regression trend, right? We can see that all the way through here if we go across. Oh, consolidating. Once we broke the structure, okay, right here, the same deal. Can we agree that dips were for buying? Yes, okay. So that's it. Now, can we get something like this? I think we will, okay? If we're looking at this like the breakout and go kind of deal here, right? If this is similar, and I've been comparing it to this whole time, right? Like I said, this is similar. It's a little bit more tight, right? So we still have the break of structure in here, right? So can we get that retracement down? Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if they did do a little shake and bake out. But right now this is up only. So we jump on little ups and downs, right? So we jump on these little pullbacks until we get the corrective structure, which brings us back. Now, the problem right now is we are very much in an area of where we have our final countdown, like our final resistance, right? We are literally trying to get up into expansion, okay? Which means in price discovery, which means we don't know where we're going, right? If we look here, we're in our value area high. We're banging our head on our value area high. We're trying to push up. This is the last, I guess you could count this little nugget up here, this little itty bitty titty committee right here as your last little volume nipple has Piper calls it, up in here. But this is literally where the bears must make a stand. Otherwise, we're going up and fast. Because if we go swing high to swing low, this should be hitting an easy target of 130,000. A probable target of hitting 135,000. It's very simple. How fast? Boop and boop. It's not up to us. What I know is when you get price action that's like this, when you get an up-only trend, right? So you have this. You get two options. So you get consolidation first and foremost, right? Then the consolidation can do one or two things. This is possibly a consolidation area that we're in right now. Okay, because you typically ladder up, right? So you can get a big push. This is more common in a very bullish run, okay? You get a very big push here, and then they liquidate everyone. And then they go. Okay? But this fucks everyone, okay? As much as this is what I need to prepare you guys for so you don't get overly bullish. Okay, so that's why I swore. Or you get a big sweep and a recovery and a go. Okay? Most people get wrecked here because they're leveraged long in here, and they're not able to get on trend here, and then they have a little whoop, and then they go. And you can see this time in and time again. Okay, like I'm not just here blowing smoke up your ass, right? Where you get a push up. It even happens from before. You get this push up. Guess what? It comes back, gives everybody a hot serving of humble pie, and then it goes, right? Okay, you can go here, right? Nice push up. Boop. Consolidation. Oh my God, we're going to Valhalla, baby. Boom, you're done, right? Trapping. Off you go. Building up liquidity to send price up. Okay? Time in and time again. First it ladders. First, right? First you ladder up. So you break out, you retest, you break out, you retest, you break out. You retest down here, right? Valhalla, retest back in, double bottom, off you go. Guess what? You retest again, previous highs. Guess what? Valhalla, guess what? You retest again, off you go. Okay, that's your laddering structure. That's what you must be able to identify in this market, right? And it applies to the small term timeframes too. Okay? What I don't want you guys to do is think that we're here and then get this happen to you guys, okay? Now, I don't think we're going to dump, but I do believe there will be a liquidation event. So everybody's leveraged trading, right? Everybody's jumping in this thing. Uptober. I've never seen so many open mouth thumbnails in Uptober posts in my entire life, man. It's like people are the sentiment is interesting, right? So if you're looking at Solana and the trade that I'm taking on Solana and the trades that I continue to take, I'm long from down here, right? So what justifies me getting long on Solana? I have clear targets above me that I'm looking to get to. I want to get here. That's where I'm looking to go. That would be the full recovery. Is there a lot of volume in my way for me going from here to there? F no. So am I buying this on the way up? Yes. Can it correct? Absolutely. But trend is up right now, baby. Right? Trend is your friend. So I jump on the trend, I make money. Right? If you're trying to short this, you should probably wait maybe 6 months. Then you should try and short this thing. Because sentiment says buy pullbacks, get swing long. Any retracement is short-lived, right? Ever since we started going Valhalla, right? A short retracement, right? It's aggressive. You will know when it's corrective because you'll see it in Bitcoin. Right? If you go over to Bitcoin, does Bitcoin look like it wants to stop right now? I'd say this is pretty much up only, right? So if this and that. So that's kind of how I'm preparing. I'm looking for bullish tokens, Hype, Sui, BNB, right? Proven tokens. Aerodrome. Oh, Aerodrome. Buying under $1. I've been screaming at you guys. Buy Aerodrome under $1. Is that 12 cents already? $1.12. Right? What the best part is that you guys have all had experience of seeing which tokens are winners right now. Because you've stuck through the bear market. So buy winners, get rid of losers, make money. That's kind of my plan, OC.
Let's get it. All right. Let me show you a couple of things that I have on the radar here. We still have 15 minutes. Let me go over a couple of coins. So, of course, that I'm looking at Grass. That is my favorite right now meme coin. So let's go check that out. Shall we? Grass, Pengu, I think those are going to be moving fast when we get to the altcoin season. We're not there yet, but I think we should be looking at it. So Jasmine, I'm also looking at Jasmine, by the way, a couple of a little bit of a retracement. We already have our goose head. Our goose head means, and I think this is going to be out of the game right now, a little retracement, further move to the upside, and then big retracement. So get prepared. I'm going to set on another alert right here at 0.0128 for Jasmine to come back down to it and then continue its way upwards here. So, but yeah, let's go to Pengu Grass. Here is Grass, and then we go to Pengu. All right, so Grass is moving as I was expecting. A little bit of a ranging here, going back up to the dynamic reactor, then coming back down. We already have a peak performance here. We should be going higher, but you also see that if I zoom in, we're starting to curl back around. So let me clear this up. Look at this curls, which means that we could be having, let me show it to you right here, something like this, all right? When we have another go, and then we are going to be creating that little range. I do expect that range to play it out here as the rest of the coins start building up some momentum and then having some sweep of the lows. And as you can see right here, I have my alert at 0.71, and that's going to be a good entry for me. By the way, meme coins are not to be held, all right? They're to be traded. Nonetheless, I will be doing some spot entries on Grass to try to sell them for a bigger profit as we go into altcoin season. I know this contrasts a little bit on what Alex was mentioning, that buy winners. This is not by any means a winner, all right? This is a meme coin. And I want to reinforce what Alex mentioned, all right? The bulk of my entries or the bulk of my investment is on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and right now I'm looking at other stuff like Arbitrum, BNB. I hate BNB, but I think it can make me a lot of money. So on and so forth. All right. The point in here is that I also get my lottery tickets. All right. What are those lottery tickets? Meme coins that I don't need to invest that much. And then whatever trade they do, if they explode, great. If they don't, well, the money that I put in there is not really much money, right? It's like buying a $10 tickets, like having, I don't know, spending $100 and buying $5 to $10 tickets, right? So you get the point. For those $10 tickets, you can get, I don't know, $200. And that's the way that I do it. So I spend 100, and then with only one of those that pops, I will be getting quote unquote 200, right? Just an example. So that in between those things that I'm looking at, it is Grass, it is Jasmine, it is Pepe, it is where's the other one? Pengu. All right. So Pengu is having that retracement into the dynamic reactor right now. Very important is that if we are able to hold this zone, we could be bouncing out of this area right here. All right. In fact, you can see that my next entry right here, I know it's a little bit of a mess right there. Let me just get rid of this because it's being confusing. All right here. It's going to be a 1/4 of an entry. I'm not there yet. I haven't entered on that trade, and I might already have lost my opportunity. Still, I'm going to get a BOS trade, all right? Break of structure trade, and then my target is going to be a 0.34 on Pengu. So once again, this is a meme coin. All right, trade it as a meme coin. Do not go high leverage. Do not invest too much money on it, and keep your stop losses. All right, better if you don't use leverage, but that's up to you. Let's go and take a look at an all forgotten one, which is Bunk. And Bulk is having almost the same structure here, but I think that this is gonna be a surprise movement. By the way, a good one, a good trade back in the day right there. Let me just clear this up. And something important it is that we either have hit rock solid bottom in here, and that is because we have these lows, all right? And look at how perfectly we hit on these areas right there. We also have had a couple of important highs, a big breakout, and very close to this low. So going farther low, it is totally possible, and we could even get to right here to this area. All right, but I'm gonna start looking at how Bunk reacts. Again, this is not a given entry, right? I'm just looking at how what is it doing. If I start having these highs and then maybe another high, that is gonna be my entry as we're getting to hit the next high important high. And after that, we already have hidden this high, maybe coming back down for last drop, and then maybe going back at whatever 0.35 500. All right, this is for a Valhalla trade. So once again, just to see what's going on in here, and if for any reason it goes lower all the way right here, I'm gonna be scooping some up on spot for myself. All right, so far so good. Let's go into other not that meme coin style coins. And one of those it is TAO. So TAO, we were talking about this big area of support. It's been playing out very nicely. It already have bounced from it. Not only that, we are hitting some targets in here. Something important to mention is that I was not able to take my own trade in here. This happened throughout the weekend that I was working. That's fine. I'm not complaining that much, but I'm still complaining a little bit of that. All right, so let's draw this trend line here. We're having a goose head and we're having absorption shown right here. This can still create another candle. We're going to be waiting for that candle or a breakout retest continuation to my next target at 347. So I'm going to add another alert right here for a break of structure entry. And of course, I'm going to be adding an alert in this trend line for a better positioning entry. I just want to jump in as I have a continuation or as I have that flip of the ribbon on the way up in here. All right, so that is TAO. Another one that I'm looking at is where is it? Hype. I like Hype. I'll really like it. And in this case, we already have a breakout. We're going for that retest. Something important is that I'm gonna be looking at the 30 minutes on Hype. It seems like we have a double bottom. We haven't just sorry, a double top. That's what I'm telling you, Alex. I need to say double top at the top, right? A double bottom at the bottom.
Double
If not,
top
I
at the
get
top,
confused.
top of the top, top to top pop.
There you go, scat man. All right, so we have not yet broken the neckline. That is fine. That is perfect, and that is leading me to believe that we might have a megaphone. Not such a great megaphone, but I believe there we go that we have a inverted goose head, which means further move to the downside for then a bigger retracement. All right. So still within zones to enter. I'm gonna add another alert right here. All right. And of course, I'm going to be adding another alert right there. This secondary alert is just to encapsulate the price action because if I don't get it basically on the way down, I'm going to try to get it on the way up, bouncing out of that area. And let me bring up, there we go, my support and resistances. And you'll see that I'm going to be hunting that breakout and retest of the resistance in here, right? Right now we're at support, or we were at support. We were very close to it. But we have, since we have an inverted goose head, I think that we might be able to go hunt some lower prices. So that's what I got so far on the icons that I'm looking at. Anything else that you would like to add to the class, Alex, or are we ready to rock and roll?
I'm always ready to rock and roll, bro. I'm excited. Today's the day. Thursdays my wife goes out and I spend I spend the whole afternoon with my son. So I love Thursdays because, trading has afforded me a lifestyle where I can spend time with my family and spend time with my boy. We're still waiting for OC to have lots of children so our children can be friends.
Absolutely.
But that's the point, right? So I mean, I've been trading for 2 hours, teaching for an hour. I made $700, and now I get to go and spend time with the family, right? So I think priorities should always be straight. This is why we're in trading. Set alerts. Be prepared. Have a wonderful day. All that good stuff. I mean, for me, I'm looking for pullbacks. Because I think we're a little bit overextended. They might push a little bit right now, but I've done a TA on like 50 altcoins for my community. I'll give you guys 3 of them in the chat here. I won't give you all of them because it's not fair to my guys, but there's some setups and pullbacks that I'm looking for. Hopefully that helps you. It's the same idea throughout all the pullback areas. So when looking at the chart, right? I even did XRPTA. Okay, when looking at a chart here, what we're looking for, guys, is we're looking for a retest of the consolidation. Okay, so when you look at HBAR, for example, I don't know if I put that one in there, but so you have a consolidation here, right? You have a very clear level of support that's been defended. You have your macro bullish divergence in here. You have your really sloppy inverse head and shoulders here, right? You typically retest that head and shoulders. Your volume is here. Your liquidity is here. Your fair value gap is here. Okay, you can see your gap in here, and this is the same throughout almost all the tokens. So you can go and do this TA yourself for your favorite tokens. You go to Algo, look, there's your fair value gap. You go to Optimism, there's your order block retest to the highs. So, yes, we can keep going, but if we are to correct, that's where I'd be looking to execute the trade. And you guys can go and do that for yourselves because you guys are learning from us, and we show you how to fish. We don't just give you setups. We show you how to fish, even if it's a little fish. Shout out to little fish.
Shout out to little fish. All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining, Alex. As always, great masterclass. Thank you for those little tricks that you throw in the chat for us. Really, really appreciate it, my friend. And I guess I see you back tomorrow.